Since being diagnosed with a brain tumor 20 years ago, Heidi Gottlieb has walked a long and painful road to recovery. The Port Washington mother of two has had to endure repeated brain surgeries after being misdiagnosed the first time.
I had headaches, I had dizziness, I had increasing discomfort for many, many years until finally about 17 years later I started to have trouble swallowing, I had trouble talking, my tongue was becoming numb, and then I went to another doctor that said, this is a problem. And when they went back in there to do that second surgery, they found out that it was in fact a very rare, slow-growing, cancerous brain tumor. I was not given very much hope about what that was going to be like. And I came out of that surgery with double vision. So my speech was just as bad as when I went in. I had trouble swallowing, and I was told that I could have perhaps another surgery after that. And there wasn't much that they could do for me. And were able to find, for me anyway, what was a tremendous help, and that was proton radiation up at Mass General Hospital. For 7 weeks while I underwent radiation, I would come and go with my husband while I stayed up in Boston for the entire week, every day undergoing radiation. We would make that trip every week, packing up every Monday morning, driving the 4 hours to get up there, do the radiation, coming back every Friday to come home. And it was very significant for me, but for the kind of tumor that I had, it was a tremendous help. And my tumor is still there, but it is frozen, and that's the best thing I can hope for, that there will be no growth for that tumor. I really want to be able to raise awareness for brain tumors because it's a cause that doesn't get a lot of light, because most people don't live very long after they're diagnosed with a cancerous brain tumor.
So she founded Brain Matters, a nonprofit organization aimed at raising awareness of brain tumors and encouraging research. Her first project is Walking Miles for Brain Matters.
I am going to walk from my house to Mass General Hospital over a course of 30 days. And I had thought about how can I make the biggest impression on that walk. Of course, I could just walk, but it occurred to me to try and stop at schools. So we did some research, and schools were rather on board with the idea of going and letting the kids understand what brain tumors were about, and stopping at those schools, walking with those kids for a mile on campus, and talking a little bit about early detection, how there's such a need for more research and more understanding, and then moving on to the next school. It was a way of being able to make the walk not just a walk, but sort of a distribution of information.
Heidi says she's finding this task much more challenging than a simple walk in the park. She's reaching out to the community and to communities along her walk route for help and support.
I guess what started out as just it was an idea of trying to bring attention to a cause that I felt needed to have attention. In my mind, I guess, seemed like a simple walk, although 235 miles or 250 miles by the time I'm done walking a mile or so with 15 to 20 schools is not simple. But by the time you're done coordinating with every single school and connecting to the right person at every one of those schools and calling every one of those schools, the creation of the website, all of those things take a tremendous amount of time and effort, and that's not even including the training that it requires on my part to be able to get in shape enough to be able to do that, and to be able also to get sponsors and hotels along the way. So right now, that whole concept of it takes a village to be able to have been able to get this far, to be healthy enough to even conceive of this idea, but it takes a village to be able to make this walk happen. So I have been reaching out to my own friends, and now I am reaching out to whomever it is out there, and I know those people are out there, or maybe people who have had people in their family, or even just people who want to help out. It is so important for me to be able to get help for this. I mean, the walk, the cause is so important to me, and I can't stress enough how important it is to be able to get help, to be able to make this all happen. That even if I'm able to get just a few people to be able to join in and help us out, that would be just absolutely tremendous.
For more information on Brain Matters and to find out how you can help out, you can check out the website www.brain-matters.org. In Port Washington, Chris Calora reporting.